Are you always confused about the difference between the present indefinite tense form and the present continuous tense form? In that case, stay tuned, because in this video, I'll share all the grammatical differences between these two tense forms in a comparative way. At the end of the video, you'll also get 2 assignments to test your knowledge of these differences. Now, let's get started. Let's first start with the difference between the verb forms used for these two tenses. For the present indefinite tense form, we use the verb in its root form. However, when the subject is a singular noun or the third person singular personal pronoun, such as he, she, it, we add s or es to the root of the verb. However, for the present continuous tense form, we use to be in the present tense, am is are, followed by verb ing. Now, let's look at it in a few examples. I read, I am reading. You read, you are reading. He reads, he is reading. We read, we are reading. You read, you are reading. They read, they are reading. Alice reads, Alice is reading. The kids read, the kids are reading. Now let's talk about time adverbs. The time adverbs that are indicative of the present indefinite tense form are usually, always, often, seldom, sometimes, rarely, every day, every week, every month, every year. However, the time adverbs that are used for the present continuous tense form are now, at the moment, currently. Now, let's have a look at it in a few examples. He goes to the post office once every week. He's going to the post office now. I usually wash the dishes in the evening. I am washing the dishes at the moment. Now, let's see when we can use the present indefinite tense form and when we can use the present continuous tense form. Remember, we use the present indefinite tense form for actions that take place at the present time, but more generally or habitually. It's not specific. An action does not have to be in the mode of continuing as we are speaking. On the contrary, we use the present continuous tense form for actions that are in the mode of continuing at the present time as we are speaking. To have a better understanding, let's have a look at it in a few examples. Katie reads a lot. Here, we have used the present indefinite tense form because we are talking about an action that takes place generally. So what we are saying here is that Katie typically reads a lot. However, if we say Katie is reading a book right now, it means as we are speaking, Katie has a book in her hands and she's reading a book. One more example, she goes for a run every morning. Here, once again, we have used the present indefinite tense form because we are talking about a habitual action. So she goes for a run on a regular basis. However, if we say she's running at the moment, it means as we are speaking, she is doing that action. She is running. As we can see her outside. He plays piano very well. Here, we have used the present indefinite tense form to express that he generally plays piano very well. He has this ability to play piano very well. However, if we say he's playing piano so beautifully, it means as we are speaking, he's playing the piano and it sounds beautiful. It rains a lot here. Here, once again, we have used the present indefinite tense form because we are talking about the weather generally. So in this town, in this city, it rains a lot, typically. However, if we say it's raining right now, it means as we are speaking, it's raining outside and you better take an umbrella if you go out. Last but not least, in the videos about the present indefinite and present continuous tense forms, I mentioned that sometimes for planned future events, you can use both present indefinite and present continuous tense forms. Now, if an action or event is planned for the future, you can say it in the present indefinite tense form. For example, schools open in 2 weeks. However, if an action is going to take place in a very near future, then it's better that you use it in a present continuous tense form. For example, we are leaving in a few minutes. Now let's see what is the difference between the interrogative form of the present indefinite tense and the present continuous tense. Now for the affirmative case of the present indefinite, we said after the subject, we add a verb in its root form, or we add s or es after the verb. However, in its interrogative form, we add do or does right before the subject, and we use the verb in its root form only. For example, do I cook every day? Do you cook every day? Does he cook every day? Do we cook every day? Do you cook every day? Do they cook every day? Does mom cook every day? Do the chefs cook every day? However, for present continuous tense form, once again, in the affirmative case, we said after subject, we add to be, followed by verb ing. In the interrogative form, however, we bring to be right before the subject and remove to be from its original place. For example, am I cooking now? Are you cooking now? Is he cooking now? Are we cooking now? Are you cooking now? Are they cooking now? Is mom cooking now? Are the chefs cooking now? Now let's see what is the difference between the negative form of the present indefinite tense and the present continuous tense. For the affirmative case of the present indefinite, we said after subject, we add verb, either in its root form or with the suffix s or es. In the negative form, however, after subject, we add do or does, followed by not. And remember, in its negative form, the verb always is used in its root form. Let's look at it in a few examples. I do not drive every day. In the short form, you can also say, I don't drive every day. You do not drive every day. He doesn't drive every day. We don't drive every day. You don't drive every day. They don't drive every day. Dad doesn't drive every day. My parents do not drive every day. For the present continuous tense form, however, we said in the affirmative case, after subject, we add to be, followed by verb ing. In the negative form, however, after to be, we add not. For example, I am not driving now. You are not driving now. In the short form, you can also say you aren't driving now. He is not driving now. We aren't driving now. You aren't driving now. They aren't driving now. Dad isn't driving now. My parents are not driving now. Quiz time. For quiz 1, I would like you to fill in the blank spaces below using the verbs on the right side of the screen, either in the present indefinite or present continuous tense form. You have 30 seconds to prepare your answers. After 30 seconds, I'll show the correct answers so that you can cross-check. All right, time is up. Let's see the correct answers for quiz 1. He usually has his dinner before 6 p.m. He is having dinner at the moment. Can you call a bit later? I sometimes go to bed after midnight. I am going to bed now. Have a good night. The kids are cleaning their room right now. The kids clean their room every Sunday. You are looking very happy. Is there good news? You always look very happy. It snows here almost every winter. Look out the window. It is snowing. We are going to Mary's birthday party tonight. Every year, we go to Mary's birthday party. For quiz 2, I would like you to choose the correct form of the verb in each sentence. You have 30 seconds to prepare your answers. After 30 seconds, I'll show the correct answers so that you can cross-check. Time is up. Let's see the correct answers for quiz 2. Be quiet, please. The baby's sleeping in the other room. You always speak so elegantly. I am making tea. Would you like some? His siblings live abroad. The guests are waiting at the lobby. Does this coffee machine work? Do you often come here? He's taking a shower at the moment. My brother swims very well. It is raining outside. Put on your raincoat. Last but not least, time for homework. To practice the difference between the present indefinite tense form and the present continuous tense form, you can use the verbs given on the screen to make sentences in both tense forms. And feel free to write your sentences in the comment section below. I'll try to check them for you whenever I can. Thanks for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos to come.